If you're thinking of moving to Rockwall, you may be curious to know what a day in the life of a Rockwallite looks like. Well, in this video, as your unofficial Rockwall tour guide, I'm going to show you. First, you gotta start your day with a cup of coffee. And sure, we've got Starbucks, tons of them, a Dutch Bros, a Huckabees, but if you have not had the spicy mocha from 5013 Coffee, which now has 2 locations in Rockwall, well, then you just haven't lived. And pro tip, that cayenne kick hits just right with the morning sun if you enjoy it while sitting outside. Now that's taken care of, I need to run by Target. No, I'm here at Target, but I want you to see all that's around here. We've got Academy and a Starbucks around the corner. And there's also a fun place right here called Rockwall Young Chefs Academy, where they literally teach your kids how to cook so your kids don't make a mess in your kitchen. They make a mess in theirs and they clean it up. And they have summer camps. It's amazing. And then right here next to Target is Bunches, the best flower shop in all of Rockwall. For real, Clay and his wife Shelby make the most beautiful arrangements. And anytime I send their flowers to someone, they comment about how stunning the arrangement is. I mean, 10 out of 10 recommend. And then interestingly, just across the street from Target is Lowe's. Now, I don't know who came first, if it was Target or Lowe's, but either way, super smart play on the second comer. Think about it. And yes, I'm totally stereotyping, but I'm probably right about this. But this is a perfect marriage solution. Wives, have your husband drop you off at Target, and then you get to take your time shopping at Target. And you send them over to Lowe's, where they get to take their time shopping at Lowe's. I mean, if that is not a win-win, I don't know what is. But just know your husband will see the number of bags that you walk out of Target with. So, combine your bags before you leave and maybe it won't look so bad. Follow me for more life tips. Also, I want to point out in the shopping centers around here, just on the other side of Ridge and Horizon, we have so much. There's a Sprouts, a 24-hour fitness, my favorite pho place, along with a bunch of other restaurant options. Oh gosh, and yeah, we can't forget the Chick-fil-A that is right here in the Target parking lot. And as a parent with active kids, Chick-fil-A kind of comes in clutch for dinner more times than I'd like to admit. And really, the point I want to get across here is the easy access to so many restaurants and retail options that most people want in their day-to-day living. I used to live in Dallas, and it would take me 15 to 20 minutes just to drive from Target to get to the grocery store. And when you consider that on a weekend, you're probably trying to hit all your errands in one day, you're going to spend over an hour on the road just to get to all the locations, not including your shopping time. But here in Rockwall, everything is so close. There's a street called Ralph Hall, and almost every retail option you can think of is located off of it. I'm talking Home Goods, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Lowe's, Home Depot, Belk, JCPenney, TJ Maxx, Ulta, and the list goes on. And now, on a given day of running your errands, this might be about the time that you would run to the grocery store. In Rockwall County, we have a bunch of great options. The trendy ones are H-E-B and Fresh, which is in Fate. And for those of you watching who aren't super familiar with Fresh and H-E-B, they just feel cool. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, maybe because Fresh has a patio with live music and you can get food from the grill or the cafe, or maybe it's the bar they have in the middle of the store where you can grab a beer and go do your shopping. And as far as H-E-B, well, they're the new kid in town that everyone's been wanting to get here. And if you aren't from Texas, H-E-B started out in the Texas Hill Country, which is not here, and has slowly grown from there. The DFW area finally got a full-fledged H-E-B store in 2022 in Frisco, and us Rockwallites have been waiting impatiently for ours ever since. Now, their store-branded items are great and priced incredibly well. And it is a requirement, by the way, that you buy their store-made tortillas on your first trip. At least that's my requirement for you, and you will thank me for that. And sadly, for this video, we can't go into the store because it is not open yet, but it should be any day now. And we're ready, very, very ready. And then, of course, we have multiple Tom Thumbs and Kroger's. We also have 2 Aldi's and a Sprouts. Then, once you run home and drop off your groceries, let's say it's time to meet a friend for lunch. Well, this is when things can get a little difficult, especially if you have a hard time making decisions. Rockwall is getting so many restaurant options now that are so good and unique. It seems like within the last 5 years or so, a lot of places have emerged. A surefire bet is to go here in downtown Rockwall. Here you'll find places like Zanata, Book Club Cafe, Fable and Fire, The Downing, Wade's Landing, Bella V Bistro, Ramen Head, and there are so many more. And around lunchtime, just to give you a heads up, Parking around here can be a little tough, so I'd either schedule a lunch for 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock to skip the noon rush. Now after lunch, you might have a few minutes before school pickup. You could go shopping at one of the mini boutiques along the square or hop on over to a park for a quick walk to enjoy this beautiful day and get some quiet time before it's school pickup. All right, I got a little walk in, which is nice because I knew I would be sitting in the car for a while for this next part. And what part of the day is this? Well, it is school pickup time. Now, these school pickup lines, they're pretty epic here. And for this particular school, we have a middle school and an elementary school right next to each other. And even though there's 45 minutes between the release of the two schools, it just gets crazy. So you just gotta sit and be patient. But these school pickup lines are crazy long at all the schools here. It's not just unique to this one. You're easily sitting here for 10 to 15 minutes. And by the way, the first few days of school, it is a mess. Everyone's trying to figure things out, which side of the building they're supposed to pick their kids up on. And I've sat 45 minutes on the first and second days of school waiting to pick my kiddo up. So you work through that every school year at the beginning. Now, my hack, when I'm not sitting in the car pickup line to make a point for a video, I show up about 10 minutes after the release bell and just kind of roll on in through the pickup line. Now, does my kid have to stand in the heat and the sun a little longer? Well, sure, but who doesn't need some extra vitamin D after a long day of sitting inside? Now, during the week, if you operate anything like I do, after school pickup, well, it's generally heading home and finishing out the night. But let's change it up, and with the magic of video, well, let's say it's a Saturday evening and you want something to do, maybe a fun date night. Then I would recommend heading down to the harbor. You can take a guided cruise on a catamaran, take a little walk before heading to dinner, and the cuisine options run the gamut here. You've got Italian, Latin and Tex-Mex, a burger place, a steakhouse, barbecue, Cajun, and Japanese. And for dessert, there's Tiff's Treats and Cold Stone Creamery. Or head to Gloria's and grab a seat on the patio to watch the sunset and order their Cuatro Leches cake. Insider tip. All in all, here's the thing about Rockwall County. You don't have to leave the county to live it up. One of the things I love about Rockwall is that everything is right here, and you can effectively live in the bubble of Rockwall and never leave. But if you do like exploring more and going out, you're still so close to the rest of the Metroplex and all of its options. Now, one hang-up we did not talk about was this, the construction. Now, actually, the traffic is not so bad as I'm recording right now, but I don't know if you can see all of those cranes along the way. And what that does is create quite a problem when commuting to work. Because, see, Rockwall is kind of separated from the rest of Dallas by this beautiful giant lake. And that bridge, well, it can be a mess right now. But we do see a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, for years, they have been working on widening the bridge and adding 2 3-lane frontage road bridges on either side of the main bridge. So quite an extensive project. And they're supposed to be done in 2027, so we just have a little more to go until we're finished. And once that's done, hopefully that helps with commute times because it can be a nightmare on this bridge. So that's what a day in the life of a Rockwallite looks like. What I hope you take away from this is that Rockwall balances a small town charm with big city convenience. And that's why so many people fall in love with it. If you're considering making Rockwall home, I'd love to help you figure out if it's the right fit for you. You can call, text, or email me directly, or use the link below to schedule a time on my calendar. And if you enjoyed this peek into Rockwall life, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment and tell me what part of Rockwall you think you'd like to check out first. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.